NCIS is in the midst of its 20th season here on CBS. And on Monday, the show hits a huge milestone, its 450th episode.
Time of death?
Let's see, 1 a.m.
Pretty foggy last night. Visibility was low.
Well, skid marks on the road. Doesn't look like he tried to slow down. Could be a suicide.
I don't think so. His bruising pattern is not consistent with a car crash. It's more like a
Chokehold?
And notably, he doesn't have any defensive wounds. And this might be why.
Is that some kind of injection site reaction?
Good eye.
Two of the show stars join me now by Zoom. Brian Dietzen, who plays Dr. Jimmy Palmer, and Gary Cole, who plays NCIS Special Agent Alden Parker. Great to see you both.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us on.
Of course. Now, Brian, I want to start with you. What can you tell us about this episode?
Well, this episode was a long time coming. We've been waiting to tell this story for 449 episodes, and we're finally here. So there's crime. It involves the military, and not to be too much of a spoiler, but we find a bad guy. Yeah, it's gonna be another classic NCIS. This is not a retrospective look at what we've done prior to this moment, but it's gonna be another great episode of NCIS, and it actually involves Gary Cole's character, Alden Parker's father.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. Your character. I understand that Agent Parker's dad comes into the mix on this case.
He does. Actually, we've seen him once before briefly, but he was kind of a sidebar to the story that we did before. This kind of centers around him, what's going on in his life, and then of course he gets absorbed into our case and winds up helping us, whether it's accidentally or not. But yeah, and I really enjoyed the script and working with Francis, who plays Dad.
I always love in stories when we get the backstory of characters, you know, and they come back and we get to see, you know, what happened in the past and everything. But anyway, this question is for both of you. How does it feel to reach 450 episodes?
Well, I'll let Brian take that because my number's not that high yet. So.
It's yeah, we're in pretty rare air, and as we've said before in other interviews as well, it's something that not a lot of TV shows make it to. And I've been asked, oh, do you ever think you'd get here? And I think, well, yeah, of course I did. I'm delusional. I'm an actor. I think like, yeah, I'm going to show up and they're going to have me keep coming back, and we're going to be really successful, and we're going to go for 20 years. You know, it's a dream of an actor to have a gig like this. And I think we're here in large part because of the family dynamic and chemistry and team that's been built, you know, not just with this cast, but with cast members that have come before us that have really helped to build this franchise to what it is right now. We're standing on their shoulders as well. And
what's it been like to watch the show grow and change?
Well, what we can take away from what Brian said is that first of all, actors are delusional. So let's go on. So just so we know who we're dealing with here.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, it's without having been involved in the previous years. I do know that there is a foundation and a format for the show that's been working all these years, but at the core of it, it's really the characters that I think bring the audience back, you know, time after time, because I think it's the characters and then the backdrop of what they do that keep people engaged. And I have to say I'm always impressed with the way the writing staff can make each script, you know, quirky in its own way and distinctive in its own way, and they keep coming up with it. So that, to me, that's an impressive feat, especially for a show that's been on the air this long.
Well, congratulations, and Brian and Gary, thank you so much, and we'll be watching.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Now you can watch the 450th episode of NCIS. That's Monday night at 9 o'clock right here on CBS 2, or watch live and stream episodes anytime on Paramount Plus.